Welcome to Sawtooth Revival. Like I mentioned in the last video, I need to focus on getting this place cleaned up so that way I can get the skid steer in here next weekend, which is hard to believe. So I've got a lot to do, clean this all out, but I unfortunately ran into a little bit of a snag in my plans. So we'll talk about that real quick and jump into getting all this stuff cleaned up. So like we talked about last week, the plan was to get all this stuff out in the dumpster, all the stuff out on that end into the dumpster, and then clean all these odds and end things that I plan on keeping over to that side of the building. The problem is the dumpster. So I called, I gave them about a week's notice that I needed it emptied, but there was an issue with the truck and they're not able to empty this dumpster. Definitely throws a wrench in my plans, but it's unfortunate, it happens. I need to be able to roll with things like this, come up with different solutions. So I think what I'm gonna do today is focus on all the odds and ends stuff, these pieces of glass, anything in here that's going on that end. I'm just gonna go ahead, focus on that stuff first. And then tomorrow, because I'll be over here for the majority of the day, I'll get those blue doors open. Probably need to get a way to latch them closed easier so that way I could do it on my own. And then I'll bring the tractor with that trailer down here, get rid of most of the big stuff that's in that pile. It's hard to see, but it's a good sized pile, good sized pieces of like trash and stuff that needs to go in there. Put that on the trailer and drive it down where the dumpster is sitting. So that way, once it's emptied, I can just toss it in there. But we'll at least get it out of the building and be able to bring the skid steer in. This stuff here, I think what I'm gonna do is probably clean out this area here and maybe just try to pile it back into that corner up that wall a little bit. So that way when the dumpster's emptied, it can just go straight from here into the empty dumpster. So it's kind of a backup plan, but I think it'll work. I'm feeling pretty good with where I'm leaving off tonight. I was only over here maybe a couple hours. To be honest, when I first came in, I was a little worried about how much was still left, especially considering, you know, the dumpster wasn't emptied and I've got all this stuff in the way. I was really hoping to see all this stuff gone and then that stuff down there gone as well. But I'll still be able to get it out of my way. I'll focus on that tomorrow. We'll get those 2 blue doors open down there, start taking that stuff out into the trailer. But all the stuff, we had some big stuff to take out today, so it definitely took a little bit of time. That big shelf, and there were some pretty thick pieces of glass over there that I was able to drag out and take down there. Honestly, that shelf is probably not as, it's not in good of a shape as I thought it was. It's pretty, I don't know, it's kind of warped and kind of awkward. So, I mean, I might hang on to it, but we'll just see. I don't know, might be able to fix it up a little bit. And then of course I got the refrigerator gone. That barrel's gone, no bodies in it, so we're good there. So I think we're in a pretty good place for tomorrow. Still got a lot to do, especially because I only have one good day left before the skid steer comes next weekend, but I won't be out here, unfortunately. But just need to tidy up all this stuff and get rid of it. So I don't know, we'll see. But not too bad today. We'll see what we get done tomorrow. I'm feeling pretty motivated today. Today is the last day before the skid steer comes next week. Last day I'm gonna get to work out here before it comes. So first thing I'm gonna do is come down here. I went ahead and grabbed a latch for the lock for the blue doors here. I think I'm gonna go find the battery powered reciprocating saw, so that way I can go ahead and make a straight cut on there and then attach the latch on there, so that way I could pop the doors open. So I'm gonna work on that first. I gotta go down and find it. Then I'll be able to go and bring the tractor and the trailer down and park the trailer right out front of the doors. My dad needs to use the tractor today, so I'm just gonna fill up the trailer right outside the door. He can grab the tractor and take it down to the other end of the building so he can use it. So let me go find that reciprocating saw and we'll get started. I think I'm ready for the skid steer. Yesterday morning I was a little concerned about how much I still had to do. And I think, honestly, I've gotten to about the best place I could have got myself in, considering the dumpster was still full. So that pile's still sitting there, but like I said, I was gonna try to drag some of it in that room, but it filled up with other stuff. I put the metal barrel that was in here, the stack of plywood in there out of the way. I think I had some more pallets that went in there. There was that headboard and footboard that was against the wall. Went and drug that in there so that way that could all lay in the bottom of the dumpster nice and flat for when it's emptied. So I kind of was kind of thinking that pile would probably end up staying there, but this pile over here, I was able to get a good chunk of it into that trailer that was on the tractor. And then we drove it down there and just dropped the trailer on the other side of the dumpster. So that way it'll be ready to be unloaded. But I cleared out enough where I can get the skid steer in the blue doors, come in and get around it. So I should be able to get it in with no problem, tear up the floor through here to this point. From this pole, that direction is gonna be the main focus. So I think I'm in pretty good shape. As you can see, the floor is so bad, it's mud. I'm just slipping around. What was interesting though is when I was over here yesterday, we got all the stuff from over here, that shelf and stuff, and I didn't notice anything, but I noticed today when I was over here, there was a possum laying right here against the ramp. It's kind of interesting. And so I looked, and I think either last night or this morning, he was climbing across this I-beam and must have fell, and unfortunately didn't make it. So I went ahead and had to take care of that, and didn't think anybody really wanted to see that. It's not something I really want to care to share, but as far as filming it or pictures. So, but anyway, I think we're in good shape. I'm ready for this skid steer. I think this is going to really start to transform this whole part of the building. So if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing it. I think things are really going to start to take off from here. And I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.